Hey, can you even see that? It's fine. It's for me. I didn't even... What? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sarah, aka Sunflower, and this is Sunflower Speaks. On my channel, I like to be vulnerable and talk about real world topics, spirituality, self-development, and anything that falls in between those topics. As you can see by the background, I didn't even really plan to do this video today. I just was inspired. I'm like sitting on the floor in my living room, very cozy. Anyways, I felt really inspired to just sit and kind of talk. I think that I've been inspired to make a video for a long time, but there was this perfectionism in the back of my head. It was stopping me from recording because I didn't feel like setting up the background, and I'm like, I don't want to post if the background doesn't look okay. But my page is not about aesthetics. My page is about truth and vulnerability and growth and all of those things. So there's a lot of things that I've been wanting to talk about, but I think today what feels the most natural is just talking about how my life has changed because I started trusting myself. I feel like a lot of dis-ease comes into your life when you don't trust yourself, because then it becomes hard to trust anyone else and to trust that things will work out for you and to trust that things are all happening in your favor. And so I have done so much inner work and shadow work that has pushed me to this point. And if you have met me within the last, let's say, 2 years, you met a new version of Sarah. There was a lot of inner work. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, then you would know that. So all of this inner work, all of these things that I've been working on and holding myself accountable to, and recognizing the ugly and uncomfortable patterns that I was doing internally and externally, all of that work has led me to this point. And now I really can say that I trust myself. And trusting yourself comes with confidence, mental stability, self-respect that I am foreign to, this is so new to me. But it feels really good because I know that I was not always here. And so seeing the difference in real time is crazy. I guess today I wanted to talk about trusting yourself and trusting that things are working out for you, trusting that your mistakes will end in something greater for you. I was having a conversation with myself, which I do often, and we were talking about how grateful and grounded I feel in my life right now. In the past few months, of course, it doesn't feel like that every single moment of every day, but in general, that has been how I have been feeling. And appreciating the smaller things have brought bigger things to me. Appreciating where I am has allowed space for where I am to expand. And I'm not necessarily talking about money. I'm not necessarily talking about anything physical. I'm really talking about things that you cannot see, but that you can feel. No, things are not perfect in my life. No, I am not this perfect version of myself, but I am darn sure better than I used to be, and that's intentional, and for that I am so proud. It was like, oh, okay, this new me shows up for herself in different ways. Now I find myself showing up more authentically. I'm not as scrambled as I used to be through prayer and effort. When it comes to acquiring peace and confidence, it's not something that takes forever. Like mine, I took years and years and years and years to genuinely become confident and mentally stable. But it doesn't have to take years and years and years. There are different ways to enhance your confidence and your mental stability and your peace and your gratitude and just feeling grounded in general. One of the biggest things that I've noticed is body language. Body language changes a lot. There's a book that I've been reading. I can't even remember the title. It's over there. It's about psychology, sociology, behavior, and how behavior affects your mindset, and vice versa, how your mindset affects your behavior. Now, my findings are not only from the book, but the book really affirmed what I realized. And body language really does have an impact on your subconscious mental health and your conscious mental health. So for example, if you're sitting right now, how are you sitting? Are you slouching? If you sit up, roll your shoulders back, and elongate your neck, don't you just feel like you can look around and you're like, yeah, like I'm here now? Little things like that really make a huge difference. And if you mentally do that multiple times a day, try to catch yourself. Anytime you're slouching, try to roll your shoulders back and sit up, and it improves your, I don't know how, I don't really understand the psychology, but it works. Also, slowing down when you talk. I have a coworker who does this so well. I always tell her I love when she speaks because she speaks very clearly and she takes her time. I also have another friend who speaks so elegantly. It's so elegant. Like, I don't care what she says, she's right. It's because of how she speaks. Like, I definitely pay attention to the people around me, and I take notes if I'm inspired. I find inspiration in a lot of people around me, and I hope you do too. Like, side note, if you don't, get some more people around you that inspire you. Speaking slowly really does give you a chance to think about what you're saying, especially people like me. I tend to overshare sometimes. I do. I'm somewhat of an open book because I don't know. I go through what I go through out loud. I learn out loud, and I'm okay with that. There's nothing you can say to me about me that I haven't already said about myself. And I wear it on my chest. I'm cool with it because we're here to grow. But slowing down and thinking about what you're going to say as you're saying it or right before you say it, it really does help. Something else that has really helped me stay grounded and get to this point is prayer. Prayer is so extremely important, and it doesn't always have one look. For instance, my prayers are very conversational, so I don't really pray in my head. I pray out loud. I always start by addressing whoever it is that I'm praying to. You can do the same. For me, I always say to the Most High, the Most Pure, my creator, the origin of life, the universe, source energy. And then I proceed with my prayer, which is either asking for something or being grateful for something or just thinking out loud, really. And after I pray, sometimes it gets emotional. Sometimes I'm cursing in my prayers because they're really authentic. They're as real as possible because whoever you pray to is not here to judge you. And if you feel like who you're praying to is judging you, I would reassess who you're praying to, or I would reassess your relationship with who you're praying to. You should not feel judged when you are speaking to your creator in any way, shape, or form. I feel like that's another video. I'm gonna leave that alone. Anyway, staying on topic, prayer really does help to ground you, especially when you're praying in an emotional moment or a moment where you know you need growth or in a moment where you need to reach out for support. It gives you a sense of peace and it restores a certain faith. And it's like, you know what? I'm covered. I am covered. I think I will make a separate video about the art of prayer and the different ways that prayer can look and different mantras that I use, because I love a mantra. I love an affirmation. The power of the tongue is crazy. That is a huge part of how I got to where I am. I could have sworn this joint was on Do Not Disturb. I thought I put it on there. But I actually want to circle back to gratitude, because gratitude, there's some secret sauce in gratitude. Now, y'all know I am into spirituality and frequencies and energies, very, very heavy. And gratitude operates on the same frequency as love. So love is a very strong energy, and gratitude is love. So when it comes to frequencies, what comes into your life and what you experience has a lot to do with the frequency that you are operating on. So if you're at a low frequency if you are constantly saying negative things, speaking negative things, acknowledging negative things, especially out loud. I think I said this in another video, but the universe only wants to prove you right. The universe never wants to prove you wrong. So the universe goes off of frequency. Your words have energy and they operate on a frequency. You are vibrating at particular frequencies at all moments, every single day. So if you're on a negative frequency, if you're on a low frequency and you're talking about low frequency subjects, you're saying low frequency things about yourself or others, universe understands and operates on the theory that what you focus on only expands. So if you're focusing on things that are negative, the universe will push that to you because it assumes that that is what you want, because that is what you're focusing on. Hopefully this is making sense. This might require a separate video as well, but the frequencies that you operate on have a lot to do with what you experience. Trust me, this took a lot of time for me to realize. I still get irritated. I still say low vibrational things, y'all remember when that lady said that's a low vibrational plate? That's a hot mess. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like actual low vibration. Some would call it depression. I have experienced, that's my old friend. I am very familiar with that. I used to experience that often. But of course, over time, I have been able to kind of work through those things and try to speak as much life over my life as possible, because that raises your frequency and that brings us back to gratitude. If something stupid happens and it kind of messes up your day, obviously you're a human, so your first instinct is not going to say, oh, I love this life. Give me more. No, you're going to feel how you feel. You're a person, so make sure you're being kind to yourself as you are learning to emotionally regulate. But sometimes it does help to kind of pause. You can close your eyes or keep them open and just kind of feel all of your senses and speak gratitude. You can start with speaking gratitude for having all of your senses. I am grateful for the breath in my body. I am grateful to be able to see and feel and smell this moment. I am so grateful to be alive and well. I am grateful for my loved ones. I am grateful for who I used to be. I am grateful for who I am becoming. These are mantras that I say on a daily basis. I am so grateful that things are constantly and consecutively and consistently working in my favor. Let me tell you, one of my favorite things to say, I started saying this in college and I just have been adding on things that rhyme. And so right now, one of my oldest mantras is things are always working in my favor, behind the scenes, in front of me, and everything in between. Even if that's not how it seems, always have been, always will be, period. I say that all the time. And in that mantra, it kind of represents the moments that feel good and the moments that don't feel good. Because no matter how I'm feeling, it's all working in my favor. It's all working for the greater good of my pleasure, my development, my enjoyment, my growth, and everything in between. So using mantras and showing gratitude and trying to heighten my vibration as much as possible has really helped me get to this point and be grounded. I mean, this is the most mentally stable I have ever been in my life for the longest time. I have been mentally stable for months, and in that mental stability there have been some bad days. There have been days where I'm tired and I don't feel like being bothered and I don't feel like trying and I don't feel like getting up and all these things. So I'm not saying for months I've been in a good mood. I'm saying for months I've been mentally stable. For months I've been in touch with Sarah, and that doesn't mean that ego doesn't still creep up. I am a human. And in my ego death video, I mentioned how ego deaths take lifetimes. It's like the devil that's on your shoulder, like the angel that's on your shoulder. They kind of come and go. But maintaining that mental stability and that gratitude whenever you remember it really, really helps. Especially if you write the gratitude down. Oh my gosh, with a pen, the power of the tongue is very, very strong, but the power of writing things down is extremely powerful as well. As I'm just talking, I'm like thinking of all these video ideas because I really want to share the things that I have learned on my spiritual journey for years. You can script what you want to happen And if you tie that with emotion, which is equivalent to frequency, you can really manifest things into your life. But yes, the power of writing things down is super, super strong. And of course, the power of the tongue is just one of the strongest tools that you have. I would say top 3: the power of the tongue, the power of the mind, and the power of the heart. Wow. And I think those are 3 chakras, right? Throat chakra, heart chakra. What is this? Third eye chakra? I can't remember which chakra this is, but those are 3 chakras. So knowing these things and focusing on these things has really, really grounded me. And I've climbed up to this point, and I have no intentions on going the opposite way down this ladder. It's only up from here, and trust me when I say that I will always lift as I climb. That's what this channel is about. This channel is not just for me to rap to you. This channel is for me to help inspire and just share my story, be vulnerable, and just try to give as much knowledge as I can. I have truly learned a lot mothering myself and figuring out how to navigate certain situations. I absolutely consider myself a philosopher, a spiritualist, a student of life, everything in between. And I love it here. I love it here because I'm growing, and it's so interesting because typically I love to say I'm working on it. And now I'm kind of living in this state where I'm like, okay, I worked on that. And I can see my progress. Seeing your progress is just so much sweeter when you really do break down those barriers and work on yourself. And if I can do it, you can definitely do it. I am nobody special, okay? So that's why I'm trying to tell you all of this knowledge so that you can apply it. So I am still in a place where I'm growing. I'm still growing. I'm still becoming more emotionally regulated. I'm still becoming who I am becoming. I am by no means done. I am just simply appreciating the progress because it's been a long time coming. Like I said, I feel stable. I feel clear-minded, and I really want this feeling for you. Trust yourself. All of this will help you trust yourself because that's what confidence is at the end of the day. Confidence is you trusting yourself, your abilities, your resilience. It's trusting you and what you bring to the table. And if you don't have that confidence, if you don't trust yourself, if you don't feel that way, you don't have to stay there. Because I definitely felt that way for a long time. I, for years, did not trust myself, did not know myself, and it was rough. So I speak from a place of experience. I know how that feels to feel completely lost, to rely on substance, to run from the truth, to be in everybody's face but your own. Trust me, I know how that is. All that matters is that you are happy with who you are, and if you are not happy with who you are or where you are, you have the power to change it. It might take some time, but I'm trying to give you some tools to get a little further ahead than I was so that it doesn't take as long, because it took me a while. So if I can help you do it quicker, yeah, that's the point. I think that's all I have to say. I just wanted to check in and kind of talk. Y'all know I love to talk. So feel free to like, share, subscribe, and join my garden. I would love to have you. Thank you for being here with me in this moment. I really do appreciate you. So as I typically do, I want to leave you with 2 quotes. The first quote is, "Be the change that you want to see." The second quote is, "You are the greatest project that you will ever work on." My name is Sarah, aka Sunflower, and I will see y'all soon. All right, peace.